In today's video, we're going to discuss the simple topic of don't let people live in your head rent-free. Don't do it. Let's get after it. What's going on, beautiful people, and welcome to the Majestic Lifestyle Coaching Channel, where we discuss tips and tricks on character building, entrepreneurship, and social media. Now, we post every Monday and Wednesday, so if you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and also hitting the notification bell so you can become a part of this Majestic Lifestyle family. Now, let's get after today's topic. Now, here's the funny thing. As I'm shooting this video, I've done a whole bunch of takes already. Now, everybody that knows the set life, film life, things like that, unless you're live, a whole bunch of things have different takes, right? People will do it, they won't feel it, and they'll redo it and redo it and redo it and redo it until they get more comfortable and they do it properly. Well, you know what? It's the same thing for me. And that made me think about this and everything that's going on and some topics that we were discussing on Facebook. And I realized oftentimes we allow too many people to be in our heads. We allow too many people to create a scenario where we feel safe or determine what we can do and what we won't do, or where we go or where we won't go. So the first scenario that we'll discuss is your personal life. So when it comes to your personal life is your life. Now, especially in this time of this whole COVID-19 things, we realize there's some things that we do that can impact other people. So you know the basic rules. If you've been watching my videos here on YouTube, I always say this: is something moral, ethical, I should say, first of all, is it legal, is it ethical, and is it moral? If it is legal, ethical, and moral, the rest of it is your life. You can't determine what you do. You can't allow other people to make you determine what you end up doing or not doing. So you have some people, for example, that say, I'm not gonna date this person because of how people might view our relationship and where that she comes from, or where I am and where she is, or any various factors. Some people might say, I don't want to just get up and move to a lake somewhere or this part of the country because people might think this and that and the third, or whatever else it is that people would normally do in their lives, but they're worried about what other people would say, or even when it comes to speaking out on certain subjects, right? People won't deal with some things, they won't discuss some things, they won't do certain things that they really want to do. Why? Because they're worried about they're worried about how everybody else would take it, how everybody else would react. If the people are gonna point, laugh, make fun of them, why not? So another great example, for example, is people who have great jobs, who need some extra room financially, but they're afraid to go get a little part-time job at the mall, doing Uber, taxi, delivering pizza in order to stretch out their income a little bit, but they don't want to be seen in that light. And they're worried about what people are gonna say. Like, you know, I'm a big shot or whatever. I own this and that and the third. But what are they gonna say if they see me mowing lawns? What are they gonna say if they see me, cleaning some rocks somewhere, or doing something to earn an earnest living? So it stops the person from having the growth because they're worried about someone else or what other people are gonna say. And that segues into the business aspect of it all. Oftentimes, we don't take a chance on starting that business, starting that opportunity, starting that nonprofit. Sorry about that. Starting whatever it is that you need to start. Why? Because you're worried about You're worried about what are they gonna think if I just walk away. Hey, I have 1,600 degrees, right? Or I have 4 degrees, whatever it is. But I'm not gonna walk away from my beautiful 9 to 5 to start this opportunity. Like, let's say if you wanted to be a missionary. What else? Some people are gonna love it because you're doing God's work, but some other people are gonna say, you left that big job in that nice corner office for what? To travel the world and go spread God's word, or to give back, or to do whatever it is that you wanted to do? Well, oftentimes these are the little things that get in our way. And even this, for example, like right now I'm set up somewhere out in my community. And the first thing you think about when you're YouTubing, whether someone is walking around vlogging, because I used to do that at the beginning, right? Or standing somewhere, you're worried about everybody else. You're worried about that person that's gonna walk by or that's gonna drive by, and they're gonna look at you like, what are you doing? What is it that you're doing? You know what I mean? And so we stop ourselves from becoming our best selves because of other people. So that part of allowing a bunch of people in your mind controlling what you do and what you don't do, folks, it's gotta stop. You don't wanna end up at the end of your life and you're thinking about what you did, how you lived your whole life, and you just played it safe. You never took that leap. Or remember the video I talked about last week, jump, like Steve Harvey said, taking that jump. You don't want to realize that you're at the end of your life, because that can come at any point, right? And you realize, I just played it safe. I just never took a chance. Or I was always worried about who's gonna make fun of me, who's gonna laugh at me, who's gonna look at me and say, look at this dude with his little setup, this little Coney setup, doing whatever. He sounds funny, he sounds this and that. Who cares? Who cares? If they laugh, if they make fun of you, if they berate you, if they talk about you, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, then what? There's a post that I saw yesterday that I put up. It said, I've never heard of, people love to say that, or to think that if I stop talking to you, you're gonna die. And it said at the bottom of the meme, I've never once seen an autopsy that says cause of death was loss of a friendship. Folks, you're not gonna die, I promise you. I promise you, you won't die. When they make fun of you, so what? You gotta look at it in a certain way. Remember, there's a video, and you can go back and watch it, when we talked about mind shifting, right? You can either focus on the people who do the status quo and who never get outside the comfort zone, so they're doing the cookie cutter life, while you're taking a chance, leaping, and trying new things and new adventures. So that's really the whole premise of today's talk. You have to just get them out of your mind. You have to just step outside of your comfort zone and stop worrying about them. Because you know what? They're gonna talk either way. And if you never accomplish nothing, then what does your legacy say about you? Probably says zero. I can tell you this, if you look back on life, and everyone that set a high legacy, they stepped out on their own and they did things that other people at first were looking down upon, making fun of, or thought it was stupid, ridiculous, or whatever. And at first, like we talked about in the jump video, they crashed and burned. They made mistakes. They looked stupid, a bunch of things like that. A bunch of things went wrong. But eventually, they started to fly. And they went to levels that they never thought they could get to before, and they set a legacy for themselves. So folks, or should I say my hope for you, at the end of the day, my hope for you is that you just jump, and while you're jumping, or actually, you know what, before you even jump, take the people out, take them out of your head. They're in your head, and they're not even paying rent for the head space in your head. Take them out of your head, take that jump, go for it. Speak up for what you have to speak up for. Take that trip you want to take. Take the action that you want to take. Whatever it is that is passionate for you, that is that driving force inside of you, just go for it. I guarantee you, once you look back way down the line, like we said earlier, some things are gonna end up, you were hurt here and there, but in the end, it'll all be worth it. And that's simply what it is. All right, folks? So go out there, live your best life. Stop thinking about everybody else, and just keep living that majestic lifestyle. So this was pretty much it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, if you liked it, if you find some nuggets that could change your life, that could help you grow, that sparked a seed inside of you, do me a favor, hit that like button below, and then hit the subscribe and notification bell to become a part of this family as well. And don't forget, we post every Monday and Wednesdays on the topics of character building, because you have to have a great character in order to be a great leader, in order to sustain a great business, right? Entrepreneurship, and social media. And don't forget, a lot of these points, I'm a person that's just like you. I'm building my business. I'm not there yet. So I'm talking about the points that I do know. I'm not trying to come off as a guru, know-it-all, and tackling a bunch of subjects that I'm just watching other people do and I'm doing it. No, things sharing about things that I've learned on this journey to become an entrepreneur. And as I'm going, or I should say, as I'm growing, I'm also going to be sharing the things that I'm learning and I'm implementing in my life. All right? So until next time, do me a favor, live your best life and live that majestic lifestyle.